Doggy. Starting the show, baby. The dog.
Burn live, y'all. Burn live, y'all. And for the last time, burn live, where we burn through conversation, trying to ash out common sense, make common sense of everyday living. And yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I know this is Comic Book Wednesday. Thank you, Amanda, for a comment. I do highly appreciate it. Our TikTok family is growing, but this is my number one. Can't nobody have her. If you look at our anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, today's special episode is about the State of the Union. A lot of people watched it. A lot of people didn't. Some people boycotted. Some people watched it. Some of us only seen clips. And it really depends on where you're from. I was just going over a little bit of my resources, breaking down just the reactions to people going over the State of the Union. And I'm sorry, but some of the stuff that I hear is very what people saying. I just heard a lady just sit up here and say he didn't address nothing for his tax breaks and stuff like that. When you just heard the resource break down the things that he covered for his tax breaks and things that he want to move forward in insurance, taxes, and his amenities for the future for America. So it's amazing. And I want to go with y'all over here because I know once we go over to the talk of the tick and somebody bring this up and y'all get to hear me spilling my my Trumpism. When I get to spill about Trumpism, y'all are gonna know where I'm. Hey, you can say that, but at least you're gonna know where my points are coming from. And am I valid on what I'm talking about, it, or am I just blowing hot air? And how you're making facial expressions, me assuming that he just blowing nothing but hot air. So, ladies and gentlemen, without a further ado, we're gonna go to CNN. Abby Phillips, and we know Abby Phillips always has some of the best prestigious breakdowns of what we heard in the State of the Union. Let's go and hear about what they said. And I'm choosing CNN to start off, y'all, for the simple fact we know that CNN does not agree with majority of stuff that Trump puts out there. Propaganda. There you go. So without a further ado, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let's get into this.
He declared that the United States is winning despite a nation where a majority disagrees. The speech comes as the White House tries to weather the storms on multiple fronts. The economy is by far the most important issue, and voters are giving him a failing grade. The Supreme Court dealt a major blow to his tariff policy, and he is as unpopular as ever, according to recent polling. The Epstein files, potential Iran strikes, affordability issues, they are all dominating the news cycles. And public opinion of his campaign's signature immigration policies have completely flipped. But tonight, he challenged Democrats on that issue.
So tonight, I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Good. Hold on. Not one Democrat stood up.
Not one Democrat can sit up there and say that they feel like American citizens are more important than illegal immigration. Not immigration. Illegal immigration. I would, you know what? He did say illegal. Illegal. I may not. I would admit that I get it, or why they don't like the immigration, how they want more immigration here. I don't like that plan, but I get it. That hey, this is what we're for. Okay, so on the record, I just want to state that out there because people are like, well, Capiche is always for everything that Trump. No, I get both sides. Am I for immigration? Not necessarily. Not unless we really break it down. Like really break it down. Okay. And I'm going to play another clip when we bring up the terrorist attack of what the state secretary, Treasury Secretary said about the laws that were permitted for the terrorist attack, because he didn't get a major blow to a terrorist. And I want to state that out, because yet again, ladies and gentlemen, on this show, we're always going to pay attention to how they presenting the narrative to us, instead of giving us the facts and saying, yes, he got stricken down for certain things, a certain bill number, because it was 22 something. I don't know the name of it. I should have wrote it down. But stuff like that. That's where I get the confusion and why people don't like Trump. Because look at the narrative people bring up.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself.
So that was in the room, at the very least, the biggest applause line moment from the president's supporters. How does it play back home, I think, becomes the biggest question. Is that going to play the way that I think it plays on the MAGA base? Is it going to be important, or are the other things important?
Well, you know, I wrote down one line above all tonight, and that was when he said, "These people are crazy," in reference to Democrats. You know, it's true that midterm elections tend to cut against the president's party, but in the end, the opposition has a bar to clear. Democrats have to prove they're not crazy, because voters in 2024 said they thought the Democratic Party was too far out of the mainstream. I think Democrats made a mistake in the hall tonight. They didn't all uniformly rise up and cheer the hockey team. They didn't all uniformly rise up and cheer the heroes and the guys.
See, the little things that make, I need the big screen. The little things to stand and represent and say, hey, I don't like this guy. Yo, I did not like Joe Biden for shit. And people, you can go back and watch my 4 years of doing Joe Biden. And I did not slander. I did not go against nothing that was political that he did. For stuff that like, okay, we got to do this. We got to pay attention to the State of the Union. I paid attention to it. I was up in there. Now, you would think, people think, oh, it's the State of the Union. It's Joe Biden. You're a Trump supporter. Why would you be up in there? Because he's our president. It's a lot of times that it's weird that I wish I had the Pacific clip. I should have saved it because I know what I was doing. There were at times where I had to defend Joe Biden against people that were slandering Joe Biden during the campaign. Because people are like, oh, he's finna die and croak over. Like, why would you say that about Joe? And I'm looking at myself like, why am I defending Joe? You know what I'm saying? Like, but you got, I have to think about that. I have to set myself a standard. You know what I'm saying? I may not be fully in the political world, but I be on here and I speak a certain thing. And I think, go back to the phrase, practice what you preach. You know what I'm saying? If I'm putting myself a standard, I want to cover this fairly, even though I have my own beliefs and my own morals of what I stand on, but I still want to cover this fairly. And the simple thing of, and to get back to what I alluded to, because I almost went back, I did the weave, I did the Trump weave, but to get back to what I'm saying, all this to say is, you had simple things. Democrat had simple things to stand up on. Simple, easy. Illegal immigrants, stand up on that. Who cares? USA winning the hockey team in the Olympics against Canada, men and women. Y'all couldn't stand for that? So it goes back to what I said this morning on Goodnight Capiche. I have never heard a State of a Union address at everybody up in there, check USA. The Obama and what's got, I did hear that. I'm sorry. That gives me goosebumps when I heard that. I think that chant need to be chanted everywhere. Football games, baseball games, State of the Unions. I need to hear USA. Okay? This may sound racist as shit. I give zero fuck. Sorry for cussing. But I think we need to go back to re-colonizing America. I'm choosing that word specifically because if I choose any other word, they'll be like, oh, he wants to bring back slavery. No, I do not. No, I do not want to bring back slavery. What I do want to bring back is colonization of America. Yes, making you bleed, eat, shit, and praise America. Because where the fuck do you live? Where the fuck is you trying to come to? America. I don't want you to come to America. Ooh, Buddha, I love America. But oh, me love me African people. And if you come in here speaking that shit, I'm like, oh, you need to go back to Africa. Be with your motherland people. That's what I mean by colonizing. Colonizing is understanding that you came to so-called a land of opportunity. Fuck the dreams. Land of opportunity. If you can't say this ain't the land of opportunity, people want to deny that this is the land of opportunity, then hey, find the land of opportunity. It ain't America. Sorry for cussing.
Gallery, and they should have stood and clapped with that statement.
Yeah, I mean,
Before said they thought the Democratic Party was too far out of the mainstream. I think Democrats made a mistake in the hall tonight. They didn't all uniformly rise up and cheer the hockey team. They didn't all uniformly rise up and cheer the heroes in the gallery, and they should have stood and clapped with that statement.
Easy shit. Can we just, best friend in the whole wide world, can you agree that those were just easy slam dunk things to stand up on?
So if that was Obama and he had said that, do you think the Republicans
Yes,
stood up?
on God. On God. Because they wouldn't want to be made a fool of. You do not want a constituent, and Republicans are main for this. Calling, we believe in veterans. You couldn't stand. I vote you out. You don't want Karens calling your phone. You got business meetings, and you got the secretary like, excuse me, you got to listen to those phone calls. What? And you know y'all gonna prolong that shit, but you got to sit there and actually listen to them.
So ain't no Karens calling their phones?
Democrats, we'll see. And the reason why I say that we will see, because I don't know. But yet again, if stuff like this is not addressed, and I wouldn't know how we can see that, okay, yeah, we missed a big one. I guess you would hear like anchors address it a little bit more. It'd be brought up, you know what I'm saying? Yes, this was a slip up by the Democratic parties. You would hear them do personal press conference meetings, admitting that, or saying little, not necessarily admitting. Let me take that back. There's little slick stuff to say, look, I acknowledge it, you know what I'm saying? And let's keep the party going. Because admitting something right now is a W for Trump. And I get it. Democratic Party ain't doing that at all. Zero. He just showed it at the State of the Union.
yeah, I mean, I hear it. I think that what people saw tonight was a president. First of all, I think the bar is in hell for Donald Trump. I've said it multiple times. I want to say it again. The president of the United States is aged. He's old. He's incompetent. His subjects and verbs, they fight often. He's not a great orator. I mean, there is nothing comparable to Barack Obama. There's nothing comparable to George W. Bush. There's nothing even comparable to Joe Biden in terms of oratory and what you saw tonight. So that's first. The second thing is, like, I understand the pomp and circumstance of the State of the Union, but most Americans are beyond that. And look, okay, Democrats didn't stand up for this. They didn't clap for that. I didn't necessarily like Ilhan Omar shouting out during the speech. I mean, but what are we juxtaposing that against? We're juxtaposing that against Renee Good being murdered in the street. We're juxtaposing that against Preddy dying, shot multiple times in the street. So yeah, I get it. Democrats didn't stand up when he said that line. But the fact is, Donald Trump is killing Americans. People are tired of the National Guard in their cities, in their streets, ICE and
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, understand the narrative that he just presented. And I gotta stop right there when you can say that the president is killing American citizens. To say that the president is killing American citizens, sorry, if that statement was 100% true, that'd be the nail in the coffin that lock up a person and put him in jail and take him out of office. Really think that's why that irritated that line, even though that's a phrase because somebody else technically did it. It was somebody else's action. And that's why I'm throwing it like you can't keep saying stuff like that. Because yet again, people are going to get irritated and want to do something about it. Yet again, his third attempt at Mar-a-Lago just a couple of weeks ago where somebody just tried to take him out. Yet again, there's somebody listening to that statement right there like, damn, is he really killing us? Is he really killing us? So he said it, they said it, she said it, over there saying it, God, it got to be true. So yet again, somebody's going to want to try to stop that. We have to watch how we phrase sentences when we start put it like that. Donald Trump is killing American citizens. Donald Trump is a Nazi. Sorry, those words are triggering to a person who feels like they need to step up and do something about a problem that nobody feels like they're strong enough to do. Yet again, the attempt on Donald Trump, the assassination of Charlie Kirk. These are just, I'm sorry. Hold on. The black guy who set pipe bombs at the Democrat and Republicans representatives' houses in DC during the Biden administration and then get caught into the Trump administration. Amazing. Yet again, this is why I'm saying we have to really be careful and listen and how they're phrasing the narrative of a situation. And that's my prime example right there.
Border Patrol, Corey Lewandowski, Kristi Noem, incompetent from the top down. So, I mean, I get it. And the showmanship is one thing, but the utter incompetence that people are feeling every day, I think that is what's.
If you say incompetent one more motherfucking time, damn, we should have a smoking contest. If I would have known that. Every time you say incompetent, puff, motherfucker.
Oh my God, I wouldn't have made it.
Shit. And we'd have been on our third blunt.
Going to win or rue the day. Rue the day, I think, is the SAT word I'm looking for.
I guess the thing is, everybody knows it's a gotcha moment, right? And it was intended to be that way. But
I can't agree upon that. Okay? That was an intentional got you moment to see will y'all be a part of your constituent or will you show the people? Yeah.
I like how they got it set up. Black, white, black, white, black, white.
Diverse up in the air, and I don't even care.
But at the end of the day, the president is still very unpopular. He is underwater on the issue of immigration enforcement. And when we asked people who watched the speech what they thought about the speech, 38% said they had a very positive view of what Trump said. That is the worst performance of any president at this stage in their presidency.
So this is a bashing Trump.
Yeah, but see, this is beautiful. This is beautiful, and I'm loving this because yet again, who the fuck ever wanted to know the narrative of who cares about what your results are during your speech? Nobody cared. More of who was there, who represented and who watched is more important. The State of the Union is to address so people can know what he's doing now, what he's planning for the future, and what his constituents around him is doing. That's what it's for. Like it or not. Yet again, Trump is going to go down as the most hated president of all time.
All the time. I thought Bush had it.
So yet again, when you look at his numbers are never, ever going to reflect the truth. 38%. I'm glad I clipped it right here with the 38% up there. His numbers never going to reflect the truth. 38%. If we can go back to the election, I think the election has said that Kamala was going to win by 12%, and then Trump won by a landslide because he actually did a red wave. So you can never measure how good or bad Trump really is, because yet again, they're not going to be, man.
Going all the way back to George W. Bush. So again, moments like this, how much do they matter? And is it smart for Republicans to put so much weight on something like that when other things might matter more to Americans?
Well, he started with the economy, and I disagree with Bakari. I mean, we're sitting in Washington, D.C. The mayor of Washington, D.C. said the National Guard helped lower crime and make people safer. So there's plenty of Democrats who've supported the president's efforts in those regards. And interestingly, when you flash forward to Abigail Spanberger started with 3 questions. One of them was, is this president keeping you safer? It was interesting. She asked 3 questions that I thought the answer to was all favorable to the president. She didn't touch the immigration issue, what you've asked about. And the president started, interestingly, something we don't hear very much. He started out with an emphatic embrace of legal immigration. And he made that point very clear. And I think we all knew he was going to move on to illegal immigration. But it's worth making that point. And having worked for him, I can tell you, he is extremely pro legal immigration. But he has come into this second term, just as he said he would, and been more aggressive than any other president in our lifetimes in dealing with illegal immigration. And that sometimes has negative consequences. There'll never be a perfect policy. But he wanted to redraw that line tonight. And I think it's one of those 70-30 issues that differentiates the Republicans from the Democrats going into the midterm. And yes, it can be rough sometimes, but when you boil it down on concept, the people of this country are with the president on that issue.
Well, dude laid down straight facts. There are Democratic states that have actually agreed with helping the president out on this immigration problem. There are states that are allowing the no tax on overtime, the no tax on tips to actually flood to the people of their state. And yes, there are states, I know one for sure, 100%, that are denying the tax benefits that he has put into place, because yet again, it'll be taking money from his plan and his benefits and his budget. So, Chicago. But yet again, my girl right here. Well, see, the niggas, they don't look at you like that. Okay, the niggas want you out. You're racist. You're a bigot. Touched on. You're in the Epstein files just as much as Bill Clinton, as Bill Gates, as any other proof of sexual acts, of information, of meetings, of boardrooms, of things that are going down, nothing to do with Trump, but yet again is in the Epstein file. But yet again, y'all don't want to even look at that. at all. Sorry, I'm getting off track on purpose. Amazing. But that's how the niggas feel, okay? Even though 20% of the black community voted for Trump, okay? Just 20% of you motherfuckers of 18%. It's real small, okay? I don't even know how you do the math. You go inside 18% and then you take 20% out of that and give, don't, okay? But let's hear what she says for real. Because I just made all that shit up.
I think that Republicans probably feel more confident tonight because it wasn't an utter disaster. Like, he talked for the longest State of the Union he's ever given. And I wasn't like pulling my hair out of my head. And then and you're laughing because you know it's true, because sometimes you pull your hair out of your head when your guy talks too. And that didn't happen tonight. And because of that, you take a little victory lap. But the reality is, most people probably didn't even watch the speech. They will see some clips. Your base will see the clips they want. My base will see the clips they want. And Americans still won't be able to afford the cost of living.
What's today's date?
25th.
25th, 2026. Remember what I just said earlier, where you're going to start hearing certain Democrats, if not standing in this State of the Union is an effect. Remember, I just said it. You're going to hear Democrats starting to admit and not slander as much as hard. I have never heard this lady say anything remotely positive with a hard slander, even though she's slandering at the end. She had to make sure she slandered at the end. But yet again, even to say take a victory lap, that lets you know not standing up for the Olympics, not standing up for the victors, not standing up hurted the Democratic Party, even if it's just 1%. That hurt. I'm just letting y'all know from what I've been doing this for 7 years. Okay. Mark what I tell you.
Living in this country. And until that changes, running down a laundry list of economic goods and bads just won't matter. People, we've already learned this lesson. It is really hard to change the way people feel day to day. And people feel, it's not just that they feel like they can't afford it, the stress that you live with in your body when you're like, are my lights staying on? Am I going to have enough gas to get to my kids' school to pick them up? That is real. That is exhausting. And
if that's you know what seems to amaze me about that story, you know, I don't know if nobody's paying attention, but I'm in a tourist town, right? Can we all agree upon that? I live in a tourist area, Las Vegas, and my main line, I gotta do a close-up of myself. My main line that I say is always, are you here on vacation? And you know what I always hear? Yes. 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 Thank you for asking. Yes. Thank you for asking. Why did you ask? I appreciate it. So I'm going to ask y'all just a quick question real quick. Would you go on vacation if you was worried about your light bills and your rent and stuff not, you know what I'm saying, adding up? Would you be going to Las Vegas to kick it, you know, hit on a margarita, you know, sit by the beach? Yeah. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't either, huh? So when I hear this, and I even looking at myself, I'm looking at myself because I know what I've been through. I know what I'm in right now. And I'm not bullshit. I'm not perfect. I'm not bad. I'm not this. But I can admit right now, I am planning for a vacation and trips. Okay. So let me rewind this. And when she talk about those who are struggling, just got a small feeling because last night we was talking about minimum wage. A question was asked about minimum wage. And I think this is right here is like minimum wage still exists. There are people that are living pretty damn good and doing what the hell they want instead of what the fuck they need. That's a difference between poor and middle.
Within your body when you're like, are my lights staying on? Am I going to have enough gas to get to my kids' school to pick them up? That is real. That is exhausting. And so every day when you wake up a little more tired, and then you have to pull your hair out of your head because the president is talking crazy too the next day, tonight was a win, tomorrow won't be. People sometimes want to turn the page on that.
Yeah, Donald Trump has a genius for setting us against each other. And what that was a moment where he was asking people to choose between your neighbor who is a United States citizen and your neighbor or the person who drives your Uber or the roofer who did your house or whatever,
Good point.
who's not a U.S. citizen. Most of us don't want to do that. And Donald Trump has done something I didn't think he would be able to do. He's lost his mojo on immigration. He was the strongest president and candidate and spokesperson for a certain approach to immigration, and he's upside down on it because we are a decent people, right? We don't want to see nannies tackled in the street, working men ripped out of their cars. We don't want to see.
Yeah, but if we had footage and coverage, because we did have coverage, CNN did do a ride along with Barack Obama during ISIS. I wonder why y'all haven't asked to do a ride along with the Trump administration with ISIS. Huh? Wouldn't it be smart? Like, hey, you know what? We don't like how they acting. To get them to catch them red-handed, how about we just do a ride along? Where they're doing the most obnoxious stuff? Oh, in Minnesota. How about we go to Minnesota and do a ride along with you guys? Film it, be right there on your side to see what you guys go. Why don't we do that? You know why they wouldn't do that? Because then you'll hear the filth and the nastiness of a true Democrat and the racist utterance that they're spilling out. There is literally a black guy online right now as we speak who have gave these people that you see on the screen the okay to go up to a black ISIS officer and call him the N-word with the ER as long as you protest. Democrats for you. And he said that. Oh, it's okay. Just say ear. Not nigga. I'd be like, damn, is he a Democrat? Yes, he is a Democrat. Damn. But when I bring that up to a Democrat, hey y'all, have y'all heard about this dude? But Trump says racist stuff all the time. Where? When? Where? And when I say where, I'm not gonna play games with you. But when I say something happened, I want to bring it up to show you proof. Trump is in the Epstein file. Amazing. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Burn Live Show where we burn through conversation, just trying to get some common sense. Monday through Fridays at 12 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern. Monday through Friday have different topics. Monday, marijuana. Tuesday, AI and stocks. Wednesday is a special day, but normally comic books. Wednesday, tomorrow, we're doing Cop Day, Cop Cam Day. Friday is politics, and we're bringing back sports on Sundays. Stay tuned. We're going deep diving. So we're going to start off with the NFL off season. Baseball preseason is starting. Basketball's in the middle, hockey's in the middle, F1 is about to start. WNBA is they gonna get that contract done because they just found out that they're worth $8 million of revenue growth of their putting in hard work for the first time ever. They hit a mark of gold thanks to CC, but they won't admit it. Yet again, we're gonna talk about stuff like that Sunday. Yeah. See, I like it that my schedule is growing, ladies and gentlemen, and do it. But today's State of the Union was yesterday. It was long. I try my best to watch as much as possible. I would not apologize for my reactions to people on Talk of the Tick. Yet again, I was triggered by talking about the deaths of Charlie Kirk during the State of the Union. It really just blew my mind because we were talking about specifics of what he was speaking at the time, and she just threw that. Well, did you know Charlie Kirk's wife is? What the fuck? What? I'm like, is we talking about? You know, I'm on my lunch break, so yes, I was triggered. Very. And I don't want to apologize for that. Anyway, in other news, I just want to put that out there. Amanda, did you even watch the State of the Union? No.
No, I was sleeping.
Oh. Dreaming about me. No, don't. No, let me stop. Let me stop. I apologize. I apologize. But I get it. You know what I'm saying? Hardworking State of Reunion. Because the State of Reunion was prime time. So most people around that time was like, hey, look at her. Had a hard day at work. I'm finna lay it down. And stuff like that.
Actually, that's like the first recap I've watched of it.
Straight up.
Seriously.
I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start reacting to a lot of Stephen A. Smith stuff for the simple fact, as long as he's in the Las Vegas odds of running for the Democratic Party, I'm gonna keep him in tune because yet again, he is the furthest outsiding person to come into this race, and not a person, and for a person to admit several times, and it's still early, I'm not in it. I don't want to be in it. I don't want to be in it. So I'm gonna cover you because you're covering it, and I shit. And I feel like I want to be there. I want to be there when he slips up and announces it. And I'm like, see, I already got a head start. I already been covering this guy. You know, I already know what he's about. And my take on him is, you know, right now, I don't know. I just personally, I just really want to see him debate. That's it. I think the debates will be, they'll be worth it. It'll be totally worth it. It'll be box office. And that's what you really want. It's something that's box office. And Stephen A. Smith going against anybody, you know he's going to make it box office. You know it's going to be exclusive. You know he's going to get loud. You know he's going to bring up something that's it's going to hit the headline. Like, you know he's going to make headlines. So without further ado, let's see what Stephen A. got to say.
Channel 82. Number to call up as always is 888-MAD-DOG-6. That's 888-MAD-DOG-6. That's 888-623-3646. You're listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio. Going to give you some insight into how my crazy mind works from time to time. Obviously, every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have a political show over the airwaves of Sirius XM POTUS Radio. Check. Okay, but I'm bringing all of that up because there's a little twist that's going to come into today's show. I'll get into George Pickens and him potentially being franchised by the Dallas Cowboys. I'll get into LeBron James and Luka Doncic coming up short against the Orlando Magic last night. I'll get into all of that stuff in terms of what it means and how the power structure exists within the NBA's Eastern and Western Conference. I'll get into all of that, but President Trump was speaking, and he decided to give a Medal of Freedom award, an honor rather, to Mr. Connor Hellebuck, the goalie for Team USA. That was nothing short of spectacular in the gold medal game against Canada. He stopped 41 shots out of 42, and even though Canada outshot the Americans 42-28, his .976 save percentage in the final just basically proved that without him, the U.S. likely doesn't win the gold. And we're not celebrating Team USA the way that we are at this particular moment in time. He finished with a 1.18 goals against average and a .956 save percentage in the tournament, saving 131 of 137 shots. This is the National Hockey League's reigning league MVP. A three-time trophy winner for the NHL's top goalie award, including the last two such awards. This is the same guy that played in the Four Nations face-off last year, but was maligned because they lost the title game, and that conjured up some past criticisms from his NHL career, claiming he doesn't play his best when the pressure is turned up in the playoffs, but he overcame that. And obviously, it all culminated in a gold medal, or at least one would think, but then he shows up to the Capitol last night, and he's awarded with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And President Trump highlighted how he wouldn't have given it to him if any of the players had stood up and questioned whether or not he deserved it. But every single player that showed up in attendance were of the mindset that he absolutely positively deserved it. And that's why he ended up getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom. So I said, let me look it up to remind myself what the hell this award is for. Okay, because I'm sitting there saying, Presidential Medal of Freedom, wait a minute, how'd that happen? And obviously, for those of you who didn't know, the Presidential Medal of Freedom is the highest civilian honor in the United States. It's awarded by the president to recognize exceptional contributions to the nation or to humanity. The medal honors individuals who have made extraordinary and lasting contributions in one.
This is the people that the Democratic Party did not stand up for during the State of the Union. These are the people who, no matter what Trump says or does, are not going to accept Trump for who he really is. These are those people. These are those people. You hear Stephen A. Smith break down the accolades of a goalie, the accolades of the awards. Just ask the Democratic Party, well, he asked everybody. I'm not going to keep just pointing them out. Ask everybody to stand up for what you believe in. Would they? No. But let's finish and hear what Stephen A. had to say about it.
On more of the following areas: national interest, culture and arts, science, medicine and technology, civil rights and social justice, humanitarian and global impact, okay? And who can receive it? U.S. citizens and non-citizens. It's awarded at the president's discretion, often given to civilians, but military personnel can receive it if for non-combat contributions. Military officials get it for the Medal of Honor. This is the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Looking up further, I said, well, who the hell has won this award in the past? I want to know. I want to know. Then I saw dudes like Babe Ruth, Muhammad Ali, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, Tiger Woods, Billie Jean King, Simone Biles, and others. And so let me not forget Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, Jerry West, Bob Cousy. I already mentioned Tiger Woods, Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Nika Sorenstam, Gary Player, Roger Staubach, Alan Page, Lou Holtz, and I already mentioned Biles, Megan Rapinoe, Lionel Messi, Willie Mays, Roberto Clemente, Dan Gable, wrestling, and of course, Jesse Owens as well. So there's been a plethora of sports stars who have given it. I don't want to sit up there and ask a question to make it something debatable as to whether or not Hellebuck deserved it, but I still wanted to know how everybody felt about it. I think he deserves it because
I think he deserves it. To win the gold, know how hard it is. It's not easy. It's not like we win the gold in the Olympics a lot. This is nothing easy.
I think anytime the USA brings home gold, you know what? We need to celebrate that. We don't celebrate runner-ups in this country. Not too much. We don't even remember who's number 2 half the time. But when you're number 1, when you win and you finish the deal and you bring home the gold, damn it, that matters. That matters. Paramount Plus celebrates Black History Month with the Black in our society, if not the world. Now, again, I don't get political on this show. Don't need to. I got a platform and a forum for that. Not just on SiriusXM POTUS Radio Channel 124, but also on my YouTube channel as well. I got plenty of avenues to get into that stuff. But for the purposes of this sports show, I want to sit up there and I want to talk about something, and then I want to pose a question to the American public and folks in Canada, by the way, because this show extends there and SiriusXM crosses those borders up north, and people in Canada listen to us too. When you think about something as prestigious as the Presidential Medal of Freedom,
what do you think about
Your streets ride heavy.
with athletes receiving it? I don't have one. A matter of fact, I think it crystallizes the importance of sports. And regardless of what some may term, label, or question as it pertains to the president's agenda and all of this, since it definitely was given at his discretion, forget all of that for a second. Think about the bigger picture and think about what sports does for us as a society and how it's needed now more than ever, because we've never been more divided than we are at this particular moment in time. One could easily argue. And the division that takes place, the fact that in the world of sports, something could bring, the world of sports actually is something that could bring us together. I think it's something that we should celebrate. I think it's something that we should take a moment, not just
the hard work that people put in to be out there on them athletes, and how we be shaming them because they're making a lot more money than us, and they don't have to go through the scrutiny of making sure that their bills are okay, their kids are set and stuff like that. That's what he's getting at. The passionate, hard work ethic that takes to do the jobs of an athlete.
Pay homage to, but to rationalize and realize and absorb in a fashion that it's deserved. Because let me tell you something right now. I'm a perfect example of it. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to repeat. I don't know a damn thing about hockey. I know 3 things about hockey. It's played on ice. It's cold. So usually the brothers ain't too interested in that, which explains why only 3% of the NHL player populace is black. Number 2, the puck is black. I know that. I know that. And number 3, I thoroughly enjoyed it when the Commissioner Gary Bettman, blessed me with the opportunity to go to the Stanley Cup Finals with him. Because let me tell you something. I saw the Florida Panthers win it both years, actually. It was a sensational performance on their part. I absolutely loved it. I didn't realize the speed. These brothers can skate their behinds off. They're rough riders. They get hit. They get checked all the time. They keep fighting. They keep going. And I love it. But I don't know a damn thing about hockey. But I watched this game. And I saw Team USA win the gold. And I saw Jack Hughes do his thing. And I saw Hellebuck do his thing. And I absolutely positively loved it. Can't get enough of it. Okay? 41 or 42 shots saved, including one from behind his back. You know the magnitude of that game. It wasn't Miracle on Ice in 1980, but I got news for you, ladies and gentlemen. At that particular moment in time, I was 13 years old. And guess what? I loved watching that. And that wasn't a gold medal game.
That's why I was saying, man, the Democratic Party had an opportunity to stand up for something that they truly believe in and make the administration look stupid. Like, hey, I'm going to stand up for something and be a part of something. I mean, I agree with a lot of other things, but that hockey thing was an easy slam dunk. If it was not an easy slam dunk, I don't know what to call an easy slam dunk. That was easy. And hey, let's hear from the guy after he did his amazing job.
Well, joining us tonight, this evening, 3 members of Team USA. Brady Tkachuk scored 3 goals, added 2 assists. His brother Matthew Tkachuk also had 6 assists during this whole span, along with goaltender Connor Hellebuck, who had, as you heard, a tournament-leading save percentage of 95.6. Gentlemen, first of all, congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
I'm sure it's kind of a whirlwind. Tell me about this. You just came from the White House. It had to be something.
Yeah, it's been insane. I don't even know how many hours it's been so far, but you win, you celebrate with family and friends in Milan, then we're flying back first thing in the morning, then we're in Miami, and we're supposed to be in New York. Now we're here in DC, and now we're going to the State of the Union tonight. Like it's absolutely insane. But we deserve it. We really pride ourselves on being true Americans that would do anything it takes for this country and to win. And I'm so proud of the guys, and I'm so proud to be able to compete with them.
How cool is it to be brothers with gold medals and have this experience together?
I mean, it's just, you never really dream of being in this position, but to share this with him, but also my 23 other brothers after this experience that wouldn't change it for the world. And like Matthew said, it's just to be able to represent this country and all this amazing people and millions of Americans that were back home and we felt their love, we felt their support, and it truly was an amazing experience.
As you could hear, Brady did a lot of singing at 11.
Yeah. By the way, I was impressed that some guys made it to the morning show. I mean, that was looked to maybe moving a little slow this morning. Connor, 41 saves in the gold medal game. And there were just amazing shots of your paddle saves that really saved the game. You are going to be heading to a game in Vancouver, right?
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
How is it? Winnipeg, you're going to be going back to Canada. And after this big win, how's it going to go?
Yeah. I actually am meeting the team in California. I'm taking a day. I need a day after this whirlwind. Mentally, this is going to be hard to get back in it. I need at least 24 hours to really wrap my brain around this, because this has been not only the most fun experience of my life, but you see the pride in this country and everyone that had our back.
You see the pride in this country. That is what the Democratic Party should have stood up for when he brought the USA team out to celebrate this guy winning the award that President Trump gave him and the rest of the team. That's what the Democratic Party was standing up and was supposed to represent right there. But did they? No. Was it hard for them to do it? I guess so. But that was the only thing that we was totally, truly asking other constituents, other representatives.
And we had their back, and there's just so much more. It's bigger than the game of hockey, and being able to go back, and I know my city loves me in Winnipeg, and I'm really looking forward to trying to bring some joy back to that city as well, and hopefully chasing a cup. But in this moment, as I speak to you now, I'm really enjoying every day and every second that I have.
Well, you should. You know, there is this pride, and you went around the country, there were all these bars and places filled with people watching that game, and afterwards, the outpouring of support. Characterize it for us.
The second the boots hit the ground back here in the U.S., we could feel how many millions of people were tuning in, supporting us, and just loving how we represent. I mean, I know we said it, we were kind of America's team there for a bit, and we could feel it across the Atlantic. And we just appreciate everybody's support. And it was truly amazing just to represent the greatest country in the world at that stage. It's all of our dreams to win a Stanley Cup and win Olympic gold. And for us to be able to do that for the United States of America, it's just one of the greatest honors you could ever have.
When we have some pictures of you guys at the White House this.
I feel pride when I see this. This is what I feel when I watch this. Pride. I feel joy. I feel like all you guys out there are my neighbors and are my friends, and everything that I want to do with you guys to represent the United States of America can come true. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm not going to hold you too much longer. I appreciate y'all stopping through, coming through. Catch me over at Talk of the Tick. I actually call myself Burn Live over there. It's going down, y'all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time that you're watching this. This is the Burn Live Show. Bye-bye.